Welcome to LI on the Rise. It's all about people who are chasing their dreams. And today I'm with a hip hop artist. Please introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? It's Maranda Raae. I'm from Medford, New York. I'm 24 years old, and I'm an artist.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you guys for having me. I
Of
think
course.
it's great what you guys do. This is awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's been a very long time coming. So I've seen you have a song called On the Way,
I do.
and you promoted that song by putting up a billboard in Times Square in New York.
Yes, I
Wh-
did.
What gave you the idea to do that?
So, I wanted to take a different step. I wanted to promote myself in a way that I haven't yet. I got an opportunity through my one of this kid I know. He's a DJ. He offered it to me. He's like, listen, I think this would be a great idea for you. Promote yourself in a different way. So I paid him. Me and my friends, we went out to New York City. We had a great time, standing in front of the billboard, taking videos and pictures and people next to me screaming, congratulating me, meeting other artists there. It was great. It was a great experience. Definitely we'll be doing that again
That's
for
very
sure.
cool. Congratulations on that. I don't know many artists that take that route.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, it was a little bit of an expensive route, but worth it. Definitely worth it.
Would you mind sharing the price on that?
So usually how billboards work, you could pay for like 30 minutes and you can get shuffled in between other advertisements. So depending on if you want to be, say you want to be on the screen for like, 30 seconds through like six advertisements, you know what I'm saying? Like other advertisements that are being with yours. You could be on, I paid for, I think it was like 3 hours, and I paid for, I think it was like an hour out of that time, and I paid like $600. But like I'm going constantly through the 3 hours, you know what I mean? It's an hour of my time, but I'm also getting played in with other, advertisement, other ads.
All right. So 600, that's actually doable.
At first I thought it was expensive, but it still is doable. If you put money aside, you know what I mean. One week you put it towards this, you put it towards that, and that's what I did. I took the chance. My friend Marco, I don't know if you saw who he is. He helps me make my cover art. Blowing up. That kid is talented. He makes cover arts. He's from Romania. He helped me make that billboard creation, and it was totally worth it. I'm gonna do it for my album for sure. I'm gonna do it again.
Let's jump into this song. So, in the music video for On the Way, you're chained to a chair.
Okay.
And I noticed that you're holding a gun.
You know, I was waiting for this question, man. I saw this coming because even my girlfriend's mom, she's like, why you got a gun in your hand? Like, what are you promoting? Violence? Like, I'm not trying to promote violence. There's been, a few points in my life where I felt, the way I felt in that chair, being restrained, restricted from, doing anything in my life. And there's been times where I thought, like, maybe this isn't, maybe this isn't it for me. I don't know what to do. Like I wouldn't say I'm suicidal, you know what I'm saying? But there's been times where I'm like, holy shit, this world's crazy, what we're living in. And I do feel like that sometimes, I would never, promote that and, go ahead and kill myself. But there's been times, where I felt like that. So I was trying to portray my emotions, like in the music video for sure.
Well, it's definitely really powerful. And I had that feeling that, like, this is not just like on the surface. There's some more to that. Like how you said feeling restraint. And it's like now you're chained up to the chair. And like
Right.
I knew there's something more to it, but I wanted
Yep.
to ask you to get it from you.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you asked. Thank
Hmm.
you. I'm glad, a lot of people ask me that question, so I'm glad I'm able to like, clarify that for everyone.
We spoke a few weeks ago, and you told me that you were diagnosed with epilepsy.
I was.
You want to share the story of like the car accident and everything?
Yeah, sure. It's hard to talk about. I haven't really shared it to social media, until I just was cleared to drive. My life was on pause for like a year and a half. Growing up, I used to play college lacrosse. We'll start there. I've had many concussions throughout my life, five, throughout lacrosse. And then, I got one from, I think, a volleyball game or something. I got hit in the head somehow. And then my car accident was the seventh one. And I think that was just it. I got hit from behind. I was the third party. I was parked at a light, and there was a landscaping vehicle who crashed into the car that was parked behind me, which was a Jeep Cherokee. And then the Jeep Cherokee crashed into me. So it was like a, you know what I mean? It was a boom, boom, and then boom into me. So I was like that last, like, you know, stop of all that, you know what I mean? Like all of them going. So, you know, I hit my head instantly on the wheel. I came back. I would say I was like out of it. You know, I remember the guy behind me, he was trying to pull me out, you know, of the car and, you know, ask me if I was okay. You know, I immediately was trying to call my mom, even though I was out of it. You know, my mom got there and stuff. Immediately I was rushing the ambulance. They found out that I had, you know, another concussion, and then a bulged disc in my back, you know, some bruising and stuff, nothing too serious. After I came out of the hospital, I was just constantly getting headaches, man, like every single day, like worse than they've ever been. Like, you know, even when I had concussions, they were never this bad. And then, you know, one night I'm sleeping at my girlfriend's house, bro. And one night I got so hot throughout the night. I don't even know what happened. I took off my clothes and stuff. I'm like, Jack, like I'm sweating, you know, like I took off my clothes. Now I'm like laying in her bed, basically naked. Bro, I don't know what happened. It's in like 2 minutes later, like my whole right side of my body goes numb. Like I can't even feel the right side of my body. I'm like, you know, I'm waking her up. She, you know, she gets up and I'm trying to walk to the bathroom. Bro, I pass out in her bathroom. I hit my head on the floor. My, you know, my girlfriend, she runs. I wake up everybody in her house. Her sister gets up, her dad gets up, you know, her mom gets up, everybody gets up. I'm laying on the floor now, basically in like my bra and underwear, bro. Like, you know, because I was already sweating. Like, I don't, you know, something was happening, but I couldn't figure out what it was, you know. I'm laying on the floor and, you know, I was seizing. You know, I don't even know what happened. You know, my girlfriend, they were all there the whole time. You know, I peed my pants, bro. I lost control of my bladder. Like, it was embarrassing, bro. Like, I woke up like crying. Like, I didn't even know what happened. And that was my first seizure. You know, I was embarrassed, obviously. You know, it was my first time, you know, ever having a seizure, and it's scary. It's really, really scary. I can't even, for people who go through it every day, having multiple seizures, you know, it's really, really scary. I don't know how people could, you know, go through that and deal with it. It's definitely hard and it's scary, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a very serious thing, and I was like a couple of days before we were doing this, like I was kind of looking into that, and it's very
Yeah.
complex because you know some people get it a lot and some people don't, and then like it's hard to really figure out what it is, kind of, because it's like it's seizures, but then also too sometimes you could just have a moment where you're just kind of staring, like blank staring into space, and just like you're
Yeah,
kind of out of it. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint what it is, but
exactly.
how often does that, those situations like that, how often does that happen to you? Is it very rare?
So no, it was definitely, you know, in the beginning they were, you know, I had another one after that one. They were definitely, there was a cycle, I guess you could say, you know, they were still occurring. So immediately, you know, my doctor put me on medication. Definitely was, you know, I gained some weight from it, bro. Like, you know, I got depressed from it. You know, it was awful. It was definitely awful in the beginning. Trial and error, you know, through all the medications, what one fit me the most, you know, which one was agreeing with me most, you know. And it was rough in the beginning. And then finally I found a medication that I liked, you know, that I could feel I could be myself on, you know what I mean? And that's stopping these seizures. So right now the medication's been helping. I've been literally a year free of seizures. So, you know, I'm blessed and I'm grateful that, you know, the medication's working now and I could do things more freely without, you know, walking outside thinking I'm gonna get a seizure right now, you know, going on a date with my girlfriend, you know.
Hmm.
But I feel great now and I'm grateful I haven't had one, you know, in a year.
Well, congratulations on that, and also congratulations because I see you started driving again.
Yes, I
So
did.
what, how did you get the okay to start doing that?
So now in New York State, they put in a law because a long time ago there was a situation where there was someone driving and they basically killed a family. You know, it was a woman and her kids. She was having a seizure as she was driving, so they put this, you know, law where after your second seizure, you know, after your first one, that's okay. You don't, you know, you could still drive, but after the second one is 6 months of no driving. So since I had three, technically it was a year of driving. You understand? So like the first one technically doesn't count. It's the second one that does. So I wasn't able to drive for a year because I had the three. And then after I found that, I got the right medication, I was good. The seizure stopped.
The things we take for granted, you were so happy to just be able to drive. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like a year and a half. Like, obviously I'm asking everyone, people for rides, my girlfriends for rides. But at the end of the day, half the people I used to go to high school with, that I used to drive around, bro, all the time, that I was doing everything for them, bro. No one was there when I needed them, besides like my girlfriend, my family. It was a rough time for me. But just getting the freedom to drive, bro, I can go get myself a candy bar and I can go get this bottle of soda up the road now. You know what I mean? Like, it's great. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, you're slowly getting your life back. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
it's a great thing. Yo,
Exactly.
we are diving. I have not dove so deep on this podcast with anybody. I just appreciate how open you're being, and we're about to dive even deeper. Another thing that we spoke about, you were telling me that you had a really hard time coming out.
I did. I think it's something that I should touch on because, a lot of my followers, I do have a lot of gay friends, and a lot of my people, who listen to my music, a lot of my fans who listen to my music, they like that I do. I'm so open with being gay, and I talk about girls, and I talk about who I love, and, I'm so open with it. But I wasn't so open with it when I first came out. I had a really rough experience. I came out in high school. I didn't even really come out to my parents. I came out to people in school, you know what I mean? Like friends in school. And then, bro, one volleyball game, I'm at a volleyball game, and, I'm hanging out with this girl and stuff. And my mom caught me like flirting with her. My mom could tell something was up. And that's actually how my mom like found out, bro. You know what I mean? And she pulled me out of that volleyball game, bro. And she was not having it. Like, my mom was not, she wasn't accepting with it. It was rough.
And I would assume you and your parents are at a good spot now.
Yeah, I would say that, yes.
And how did you get to that point? Just to like, and I'll only ask just to help some other people that might be going through this. Like, what did you do to so everything's good?
I think you can't help the feeling of what you feel. You know what I mean? It's who you love is who you love, and what you think. You can't be somebody else just because your parents want you to be that person. You know what I'm saying? If you love women, if you love guys, I don't care what you like. I want everyone to go ahead and do that, no matter what challenges they face. Whether it's their parents who don't accept it, or the people around them. Just keep going. You know what I mean? You're doing it for yourself. At the end of the day, you're not doing it for other people's happiness. You're doing it for your happiness.
So, is that what you explained to your parents, basically?
Of course, of course. But like, our parents are brought up in this generation, where that's not right. You know what I mean? So I think that's also a view that, a lot of parents have nowadays, is they think, it's not normal and it's not okay. Cause a lot of people back then were still gay though. You know what I mean? But they were closeted because they were so embarrassed to come out, and people weren't, as accepting. Today, obviously it's a lot more accepting. Thank goodness, it's gotten a lot, more accepting. But
Yeah. And that's why when you told me that, I was thinking, because like how you said, like, oh, I had a little rough time, and I was thinking the first thing I thought was, how'd you have a rough time? Because I feel like we're in a generation that's like the most open-minded and accepting, and like things are different. Like even Instagram has like the pronouns now,
yeah,
and
yeah,
even
yeah,
sometimes I'll fill out paperwork and it'll be like male, like the gender will be like male,
yeah,
female, intersex. Like we're like this generation, our age and younger, we're really changing the world.
yeah.
And then I thought,
And that's a great point.
and I thank you. And when you told me that, like you were having an issue, the next thing I thought of, it's probably some with the parents.
Parents. What other challenges is there? Who who else are you trying to make happy besides your family? You know what I'm saying? The only people you want to make happy are your family and your friends at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So when they don't agree with something, you're like, oh God, like, is this wrong? You know what I mean? Since my parents don't agree with it, you know what I mean? But it's not wrong. you know
Yeah. I appreciate you sharing that story. I seen you spent $4,000 on two bongs.
Bro.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, obviously it was worth it. I mean, I wouldn't have dropped that money if it wasn't, but yeah, it was worth it.
I mean,
I don't
you could get a nice bong for like $50. Like you really need
know, you can, but like, this one I keep in mind, it comes in a gold box, man. Like, I'm always cleaning it before I put it away. It has all these compartments, man. It stays in this nice box. I love it.
let me just say this. I'm lucky that I can pay for my $100 electric bill. And then I see you posting, oh, I just got two new bongs, total 4,000. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're so funny, man. Obviously we all pay. Everyone has a bad addiction, man. Like I wouldn't say mind smoking. I would honestly say it kind of helps me with a lot of things in my life, anxiety, bro, depression, my headaches now. I was just prescribed medical marijuana, man. Like, I'm gonna be seeing a doctor soon for that. I'm all for weed. It's legal now. I think it's great. I think if you do it in the right way, not smoking out of backwoods. Like I used to be doing that all the time. That shit is nasty and not good for you. So I kind of just got myself a nice expensive bong, so I could smoke weed just naturally, you know what I mean? Like not smoke it with other wraps or, like I had a bong one time, it's like a metal bong. And the inside of it, I guess from being burned, like the plastic, like the metal inside of it is like coming out and it's like it's in the water of my bong. I'm like, bro, this is like not good. You know what I mean? So I wanted to spend for a nice, quality. So, I know I'm safe, in the end too.
I totally agree what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is what's good? You got like mad money or something? Like do you come from
Oh,
money?
I wouldn't say I come from money. No. I mean, my parents, obviously they did a good job, growing me up. We didn't really, I'm thankful to say we didn't struggle, but I work hard for my money. I took over my mom's cleaning business, so I'd be running that. I do a lot of that on the side, but I also go to school full time. So like, it's kind of hard right now, to be working at the same time.
What do you go to school for?
So I'm going to Stony Brook. I'm going to school for business right now. So
Cool. That's a good general subject to get knowledge on.
correct.
Hmm.
It's hard. There's always this debate, like, do you need school to be successful? And technically no, you know what I mean? Like I could run my mom's business, my whole life and be okay. You know what I mean? If I wanted to go that route. But I also want a backup plan, you know what I mean? Just in case I need a degree for a job or, I want a job on the books, or I feel like everyone should have a backup plan, especially with music. I'm not saying, I won't be big one day. I want to be big one day, that's my goal, but I feel like everyone should have a backup plan, something to fall back on just in case.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you said that because I know a lot of like big motivational people
Yeah,
and they'll be going crazy where they're like, fuck plan B. You want plan A. If you focus on plan B, it takes you away from plan A. And I get what they're saying, but
I do.
honestly, it's good to have two things especially in this crazy expensive
Oh,
world. It's good to have two things. And I don't know why that's not popular to say.
yeah, no, it should be more popular to say. I definitely think kids should have a backup plan just in case. You never know. And this industry, man, is a lot deeper than what we really think it is. There's a lot of stuff we don't see what goes down in the music industry. It's scary. I would definitely want to be an independent artist my whole life. I don't want to sign myself away. I don't. There are a few labels that I do like, that I would want to, but definitely have a backup plan, always.
Yeah.
For anything in life, I think always have a backup plan.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you don't know how shit's gonna go.
Exactly. You never know. Bro. You never know.
So I'm seeing it a little bit, but you went to Big Joel's Notorious Tattoo. Show the sleeve right now.
So yeah, this is it. Yeah, I'll stand up. Yeah, this is it. So I went the other day and he started doing this rose. It was my first day back, so he didn't want to go. I was gonna do a long session, but I was nervous that oh, let me show you this side too. And this is the date my grandma passed away, 12/08/13.
And that's roses on the arm.
Yeah, this is a rose, and then this is gonna be another rose, and then up here there's gonna be like a huge angel.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it's like 60% done right now.
yeah, it's 50%. And I went the other day and he had a little incident outside his store. There was a homeless guy who was drunk outside of his store. So I kind of got interrupted in in the process of getting tatted. But also I don't want to push my limits. I'm just getting back into everything. With the epilepsy, I don't want to like push my limits too much. With a long session.
Being a hip hop artist, and since you're into tattoos, are we thinking about getting the face tat?
It's not happening.
No,
It's not happening.
because that's kind of a consistent thing with like the people who are
It is.
growing. Everybody has face tattoos.
It is. And listen, like sometimes I've thought about it, but like I said, backup plan, you know what I mean? At least I can wear a long sleeve shirt, hopefully, and cover this up, but I'm not touching my pretty face, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's mind-boggling how these kids will be like 19, 20, 21,
Bro,
get a
doing it.
face tat, and they're like, "Yo, I'm committed." And then they fall off 3 years later.
Bro, I know, it's crazy. And to get that removed, bro, that hurts. Fuck that. That
Yeah,
shit hurts.
yeah, you definitely get a nice scars all over your face.
Why would you do that? It's wild. It's wild.
Did you make Instagram pages for your dogs?
Yeah, bro. Of course. I love my dogs.
They got how many followers they got?
They don't got that many. I mean, we're really just posting here and there on them. But Callie has almost like 100, I think, and Chili doesn't really have that much. I think he almost has 100 too. But yeah, man, I love dogs. I've always loved dogs growing up. How do you not? How do you hate a dog, bro?
I could agree with you on that, but why not just post them on your personal account instead of
So, everyone does it now, though, bro. It could be like someone's fish and maybe making an Instagram for it. I don't know. I think you just do it because like it's like another personality that brings out in yourself. You know what I mean? Like I have my girlfriend running, Callie's page, and I run my other dog Chili's page. So like she'll post something like speaking as if it's Callie, like you know what I mean, and I'm speaking as if it's Chili, and it's like we're trying to think like what they're thinking. You know what I mean? It's so fun.
If I see a picture of one of your dogs and a Drake quote as the caption, I'm done for the
It's not happening.
day.
That's
All right.
funny.
So let me ask you this. What happens if they blow up on Instagram but you don't?
If there's a problem, then there's a really huge problem. I'm doing something wrong. I mean, I know my dogs are cute, but come on, man, that can't happen.
They can't spit bars though.
Yeah, no, they can't spit bars. I mean, they are good looking dogs though, but they can't spit.
All right, let me ask you this. When did you develop a girl crush on Madison Beer?
Listen, she's not the only one I've had like, little crushes on, but who doesn't like Madison Beer, man? Come on, you're gonna tell me you don't like Madison Beer.
She's good looking. But you wrote, okay, so like you have a couple girl crushes, but you wrote a whole song about her.
I think at the time, I really do like her. I do. I think she's a really attractive woman. But also at the time, she was going viral for a few of her videos. I don't know if you remember, there was like a video of her in like that blue outfit. Like I think it was like a Victoria's Secret outfit. Like I don't know what it was, but she'd be looking bad on that. And she was wearing that. And like it was going viral. And like once I saw that video, I'm like, bro, I'm making a song about her. Like, you know what I mean? So I instantly made a song about her. But yeah.
You were saying in the song, "What I gotta do to make you mine? I'll make you fall in love with a bad bitch."
You're so funny. I love you, bro. You're funny. Yeah, she would fall in love with a bad bitch if she fell in love with me. Yeah. No, but I'm happy right now with my girlfriend. I love my girlfriend to death.
That was another thing I was gonna ask. Did you write that song being single?
No, I was actually with her and she actually helped me write the song. You know what I mean? So that's when we have a good relationship, man. Like she helps me write sometimes. She helps me vibe. She gives me good advice and tells me, what sounds right, when I'm practicing and what doesn't sound right. So yeah.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
No, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Another song of yours, No Caller ID. There's a fight at the end of that song. It sounds
Yes.
like the person you're dating is talking to another person. Did that happen to you?
So of course that's happened to me. I mean, who hasn't gotten a call on no caller ID? I mean, everyone's gotten those calls before, whether it's their ex or ex friend or boyfriend, whatever it is. Yeah, that's definitely happened to me. Previous relationships. So that's what I did. just something other people could relate to. I'm sure that's happened to everybody. And, I'd rather, put the fight there, you know what I mean? So people could hear, if you do go through this, it's okay. You know what I mean? Things like this happen too. It's happened to me, you know what I mean? But yeah,
That
it's a good.
that was a cool moment in the song because it's like I'm listening to the song. I didn't expect that, and it kind of
I'm trying.
explains more of the story, kind of. And it's like, yo, this is you hear it happening.
I'm
So
glad that you like that and you pointed it out. I mean, that shows me you have a good eye for, music and a good ear for music. I think everybody should be doing stuff like that. I think it's cool, when people, I could be clicking this lighter, over and over and over, and an engineer takes that sound, you know what I mean, just recording off his phone, that lighter click, and he's making it into a beat, bro. You know what I mean? Like that to me is talent. You know what I mean? I could be sitting here going like this, and someone records me and they make that into music. Like that to me is insane. So if it's a conversation you're having with somebody, if it's, whatever it is, put it into your music, man. Like everything. It's sick.
I want to go on another song that you have. This is a very deep song. You're
All right, go
very
ahead.
very open on the song. It's called Venting.
Yeah.
And you talk about your anxiety, family problems, drugs. You have a speech towards the end. You're like, I'm so scared. I don't want to be here anymore. I feel so alone. There's no such thing as friends. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Like I said, man, I wrote that song a long time ago, but there's
Yeah,
just been so.
let me throw out there that was 3 years ago. This is not
Yeah,
anything recent.
that's
But you just want to explain?
yeah, no, that's okay. My parents did go through a rough divorce. There was a point in my dad's life where he did get addicted to drugs. I don't really see my dad. He lives in Florida. My parents had a bad divorce, when they split up. So I was kind of talking about their relationship, and I also say in the song, my brother was there for me because, we only had each other, me and my brother when, you only have your sibling when you're going through something like that. You don't want to call up all your friends and tell them what's going on about your personal life. So we really only had each other, during the time. So that's why he is the cover art. It's me and him as a baby, when we're babies, as the cover art of the song.
A lot of hip hop artists, they're the cool person. I'm flexing, I'm doing great in life, everybody
Yeah.
loves me. But you're being so open and real. Like, how are you comfortable like sharing that in your music?
You know what it is music helps you get it off your chest, bro. Like, like at the time I didn't have anybody to talk to. I don't want to talk to my friends about that. Like, it's embarrassing. Like I talk about it through my music, bro. I hop in that booth when I'm writing, like everything in the room just disappears. You know what I mean? It's just you in that notebook. You know what I mean? It's you in that beat. It's you in that microphone, and everything just disappears. And when you're, getting it all off your chest and talking about it, bro, it's amazing. It's a huge, like a relief. You know what I mean? Like it's like out of your chest. Like you feel more open about it. And I feel like I've gotten to the point where, like, if someone isn't happy with what I'm saying or putting out in my music, then, you know what I mean? That's it. That's your opinion. I'm going to put out what I want to put out and what I feel, what I go through and what I feel, so other people can relate to it.
Well, I appreciate you doing that because, like, not everybody, especially someone who does hip hop, is gonna show those sides to themselves. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah,
happening nowadays, but it's like back then, nobody had problems and everybody came out the womb lit. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
So it's like,
And my friend says, like, a lot of times she's like, Marina, you should make more of a hype song. Like, I feel like I do have some hype songs, but I don't have that song, like 6ix9ine songs going viral, like those stupid, you know what I mean? Those stupid little songs. Like, it's
stupid.
it's just not my vibe. I want to put out like, good music, like what I'm at, my life. Like I want people to know who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
yeah.
So props to you for doing that again, like just being authentic and like sharing your story and like how authentic you were for this interview too. Like it means a lot. You're like a great guest to have on here.
Oh, thank you. Stop. I'm so happy you did this for me. Listen, this is great for me. Like I haven't talked about this. So this is helping me, just talking about it and knowing people are going to see this, it helps me, a lot. So thank you. I think it's great.
Thanks. I want to touch on your image. So I see like you got really nice clothes. I see you in the studio fanning through hundreds. It's what is your image? Like when people go to Instagram, how do you want people to view you?
So like, this could be a problem. And how you're seeing how you're saying how you view me, you know what I mean? Like that's how I think other people view me. Is a lot of people will, hit me up and they'll be like, you're so intimidating to me. And I'm like, why? But I guess it's because I have these tattoos and like, I'm not like on my Instagram smiling, you know what I mean? Like, with a kissy face and like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like kind of just straight, like straight face and just like straight thugging, like, you know what I mean? Like on my Instagram. But I'm not like that in person, you know what I mean? Like everyone who knows me, I'm approachable, you know what I mean? I want to talk to everyone, like everywhere I go, I'm talking to, whether it's the waiter at, the restaurant or the bartender or the guy next to me, waiting in line to go to the bathroom, like, stupid shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I always be talking to everybody. I like to pick people's minds.
I'm creeping on your Instagram and like I see you in the studio, you got new songs coming out, you flexing the money a little bit, you got nice clothes, and that's what I'm getting. And then your newest post, I see, you're thanking your girlfriend, thank you for being by my side. And I'm like, wow, this is like this is different. Like this is some heartfelt, like I'm about to fucking cry right now. Like I felt like, you know what I'm saying? It felt like the whole paragraph of like, it's like, oh, this is like a different side of Miranda that I
So
didn't
you know
know
what?
about. You know what I
Point
mean?
no, I'm glad that you pointed that out because I'm like what you're seeing is I hope everyone else is seeing what you see is, I'm slowly opening up. I didn't tell anybody, on social media for a year and a half that I had epilepsy. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't going to go out on my Instagram and promote it and, post it because at the time I wasn't even stable, you know what I mean, to talk about it. Like I had to get myself through it. I had to keep pushing to get myself through, you know what I mean, to the point where I'm at now where I can talk about it and you know what I mean, and I can open up now and be myself and be happier, you know what I mean? Like I was depressed, like, so now I'm a little bit happier. I had my girlfriend, she kept pushing me through everything, and she's the only one that has done so much for me, that than anyone else ever has. So obviously I want people to know how much I love her and that she is a big part of my life. Same thing goes for any, it could be my mom too. Obviously I would post something about my mom for being, my brother. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because I want to start, doing things like that. And I want people to connect, with me more.
Social media is a great platform to promote things. Everyone's promoting their shit, but also too to like get to know someone and connect with the people who are following you. Like I said, like that certain post stood out to me where I was like, wow, this is like a heartwarming, like getting to know her story, and you're being very vulnerable in it, like thanking your
Yeah.
girlfriend, thank you for helping me through like these tough times, and other people weren't there, you stuck by my side. I'm like, wow, this is like refreshing to read
Yes. Yes.
compared to the other kind of promotion stuff. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, no, and I like that, and I definitely want to do stuff like that where people could, feel that more, especially with music. You know what I mean? I really want to work on a song, whether it's titled Epilepsy or not, but I want to write a song about it. You know what I mean? I've tried to. There's times where I block and I'm nervous, and I don't know if I can even put the song out because I'm scared, and there's still that thought in my mind where I'm embarrassed about it. But at the end of the day, when I do it and I talk about it, bro, it feels great. You know what I mean? Like, and other people who are diagnosed with epilepsy, can see that other people are going through it. You know what I mean? And it's a great feeling to, you know what I mean, for other people to see that other people do have this, diagnosis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can still have a great life and pursue what you want to do, and like we were touching on before, like there's going to be obstacles in life, so it's like you could be held back and be defeated, or you can just fucking triumph and keep going. So it's like,
Exactly.
which world do
Exactly.
you want to live in? I want to fucking keep going.
Me too. I want to keep going too. And there was a time where I was stopped. Like, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, bro, like I was stopped when this whole thing went down, and I was like, I don't know how much I could do with this. But like I said, my girlfriend was there, and it's kind of mind over matter. You know what I mean? You just got to keep pushing.
This whole interview's been a vibe.
Yeah, this was a great interview. Definitely, for sure.
I appreciate you taking the time and doing this, and how open and honest you were. And just before we wrap it up, just let everybody know where to follow
Yeah.
you and listen to the music.
You guys can follow me at Miranda Raae. And you guys could click the link in my bio. It has all my music, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, and you guys can let me know what you think.
Yo, what are
And
you
thanks.
doing? What are you doing? Click off, go listen to it. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, do it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for having me though too. I think it's great what you do. Don't stop. Don't let anybody tell you not to do this. I think what you're doing is great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.